Hello, hello. This is Yuri with Moving Sales Professionals and Let's Talk Moving podcast. And with me today, I have Mario Reyes with South Bay Moving coming back. He's one of our favorites, so we like having him back. How are you doing today, Mario?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me, Yuri. How are you doing today yourself?
Good, good, good. Just, lots of things happening. There's business, at least on the personal side, I can see that the housing market is heating up. So that's obviously a good thing for all the movers. On the
Hmm.
call center side, we're actually booking a lot, like really
Hmm.
a lot of jobs being booked. We were like 80% of my people hit over 100K in sales last month, so that was
Oh, that's great.
great. Well, right, today is 13th. Three of us are almost at 100 now.
Oh, wow, that's
So
beautiful.
we're almost there. So we're gonna cross that threshold very soon here, probably by the end of the week, the way we're going.
I think everything's turning around a little bit. I'm more of a transportation guy, like a hauler, long distance.
Right.
And I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal the other day that said the trucking drought, which has been for the last 4 years, which a lot of times they mean dry freight, but it actually, I think it affects us too. It's been a trucking drought for 4 years. And if you think about it, the last two, it's been kind of brutal for if you've been around the business, and everybody's kind of hurting. And I think finally we've hit the bottom. I think, I don't know when this airs, but look, Elon Musk just became a trillionaire.
Yeah, good for him, but not good for us, unfortunately. I mean,
Exactly.
realistically, if any of those guys, are playing the market right now and they got a little tip from Mr. Trump, then they know when he's gonna say, "Oh, we're bombing Iran," and then the next thing is gonna say, "Oh no, we're not bombing Iran. Oh, we're gonna take a pause on Iran." And every time he does that, the gas goes up, the gas goes down, the gas goes up, the gas goes down. So honestly,
Mhm.
if you're somebody that has that insider information about what he's gonna say on that subject, you're making extra money every time it goes up
Every
or down
time.
if you're playing your cards right. And now for a word from our sponsors. If you're a moving business owner, you may have already heard of Moversville, an email marketing service that helps moving companies increase, repeat, and referral business. But have you heard of Moversville Connect? Moversville Connect is an incredible resource for all things moving. They feature an array of vendors and services that cater specifically to the moving industry. You can find companies that provide moving software, moving sales services, marketing services, moving equipment providers, and much, much more. Visit moversville.com today to learn more.
Every time. It's funny. They said that anybody that goes into Congress, they go into Congress, and in 2 years they're a multimillionaire. I don't know how that happens.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get too political, but certain people were presidents. They did not come out of the White House richer men. I don't think that applies to everybody, and I think that it depends. I mean, are they able to, once they leave the Congress, are they able to get more speaking gigs? Are they able to get more engagements? Are they be able to go to more parties where they're paid to be there? Sure, I'm sure they are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If I was a big time guy like that, I'm sure after holding office or holding some really, public role, I would be able to play off FaceTime, play off having my face in front of the cameras all the time and be able to get some money, whether I'm appearing in commercials or whether I'm doing something else. Like the money opportunities would be there, like
No, no,
that's
no,
kind
for
of.
sure.
I think so. So it really depends. Are you making more money because you were on the board of Halliburton before and got into White House as a staffer? It's that type of stuff. So it really depends.
That is Washington politics. That's what I could say for sure. And you're by it, Yuri. You're close being in.
Yeah, I'm
You're
close,
close.
but I definitely don't have access to that stuff.
I'm gonna say if you did, give it to tell me so we can
Oh, yeah. You know
so we
what?
can.
You know what? If I had access to the insider information
uh,
about who is doing what, uh, then it would be a completely I would have a lot more money to play with.
so tell me, do you see a positive trend besides the summer? It's peak season, so of course we're going to see some uptick in work.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely peaking. I'm actually, I have a couple of new companies that are coming on board literally this week coming up.
Hmm.
So we'll see how that's gonna go. We're looking to hire, but like it's kind of right now it's kind of selective. I'm training and I'm bringing on additional people on as need basis right now. I'm not just
Hmm.
hiring to hire. But then again, I have the luxury of doing that. My hiring sources right now are in a good spot. Like we were, like, and whenever we recalibrated and redid things, it's kind of like, we found a better source uh, of people where we could hire, guys that could fit our needs as they arose, basically. So, yeah, I mean, from that standpoint, everything is good.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, as far as everything else, we've been booking more. We're definitely seeing an uptick. There's no question. But then again, we saw an uptick since the weather turned to March. We definitely
Hmm.
saw things increasing little by little, and then once we hit April, we were really on the road running. Like I always say this a million times to everybody that I talk to. It's like, don't wait until March or April to put a sales team in place. If you wait that long, you're actually putting yourself behind, because now you're going to need to try to catch up to all the jobs, because the demand, in in February, yes, it's a slow month for moving per se, right? But in February, we start seeing leads from March, April, and May. So
Correct.
what kind of sales team you have in place at that juncture? I think that by February 1st, you need to have people in place. Are they gonna make you specifically a shitload of money right there in February? No. And don't have the expectation that they will, right?
Hmm.
But what they can do is that they can basically start building pipelines. They can start setting things up for you for when things start picking up March, April, May, etc., and then going into the season, obviously.
Does your company need more creative marketing and ad campaigns to improve traffic and organic leads? Well, Moving Sales Professionals has a solution for you. We have partnered with social media marketing agency that has over 300 million views on their ads and videos across social media, and they have generated over $35 million for their clients over the last 10 years alone. Their services include content creation, social media ads, pay-per-click campaigns, website and funnel development, Google Ads, email marketing campaigns, lead generation, and much, much more. For limited time only, they have discounted rates for their services. Sign up for a free consultation call with us via our Calendly link on our website or below this video.
So, like, if you're putting a sales team in place in March or April, you're back, because we as salespeople, we need time to build a pipeline. We need leads to start rolling in. We need to start talking to people. We need to start building inventories. We need to start uh, discussing moves. Maybe they're not booking with us just yet, but a lot of people in February, they're already starting to fish. They're already starting to fish. They're already starting to plan. They're already trying to build their schedule. They're already figuring out they're moving. They're getting estimates. They're doing that type of stuff, right? And if you're not focused on that, like I said, I think you're going to be behind if you wait till March or April. Are you
No,
spending money? Yeah, of course you're going to pay you guys something,
right.
but
No, I
but
agree.
it's gonna pay off when those pipelines start hitting.
What kind of closing ratio could you tell us that you guys are doing over there at Moving Sales Professionals?
So honestly, I never talk to people about closing ratios. And as
Oh,
far as salespeople, honestly, in my opinion, any sales team, if they start talking to you about closing ratios and they don't even know where your leads are coming from, it's bullshit,
mm-hmm.
realistically. Like, I can only be as good, like, I'm good at what I do. And
If
I
you're,
don't want to brag, but I'm very good at what I do, right? But at the same end, I've been doing this for 20 years. At this point, I've met very few people that I could honestly say as salespeople that are on the same wavelength, and they're on the same trajectory as I am, right? And I'm not doing that to like talk about how good I am. I'm not here to like prop myself up. I don't need to do that.
right.
But my point is this: as good as I am, if you give me crap leads, I'm not gonna turn them into gold. No
Yeah,
matter
no, no,
how,
no,
no
no,
matter how
understand.
good I am.
No, understood that. What about a Google lead or? I mean, you
Well,
got to be able to say something.
I
So,
need to reach people. It's
right.
that simple. The
Mm.
better opportunity you give me to reach somebody, the better I'm gonna do for you.
But you got
You
to be able to
have a
have
bunch of companies that are still old school, and they think that if they get leads from moving.com or Equate Media or Quote Runner or movers.com or Billy or any of them, uh, let me tell you something. In the last 5 to 10 years, and I've said this multiple times, this is not the first time that you guys are listening to this, that you've heard me say this, right? But there has not been a new lead provider that popped on the scene that was able to light the world on fire and provide good quality in the last 10 years. There has not been anybody new, period. No, nobody. So what does that do? You have the same 5 to 7 companies out there that are handling leads. Okay. They all know that they all know each other. They all know their competition. I'm not trying to say that they colluded. Who knows? Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. I'm not gonna play devil's advocate. I don't know them that well. But what I do know is that A, they want to make their money year round. B, their prices have increased per lead. C, they're sending those leads and they're selling those leads to more companies today than they did 2 weeks ago. Okay. So what does that do? That means that the quality of the lead that you're getting is dropping through the floor.
Understood. But what does work for the listeners out there, and what do you suggest for some of the owners? Or like, that's what I'm asking. It's like, hey,
You
I get these.
gotta do the best you can do to build your organic. The ways to build your organic is social media, doing something that's unique, getting in your community, getting in touch with like local groups, doing the old stuff that everybody used to do. I mean, there's no yellow pages, right? That's really old school there, but you can still go out there and you can still talk to apartment communities, talk to high-end uprises, talk to places that sell expensive, condos or whatever. Talk to them, get on their list, get in, be their best friend, build a rapport, offer them, incentive to send you customers. That's I mean that stuff is old school, very old school. You know that, Mario. You've been around.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but that stuff is old school, but that stuff still works. Relationships are still relationships.
I
And
agree with you.
if you build them, you'll get more stuff that way. If there's a way that you can work with shipping companies that are international and what have you, talk to shipping companies. Get that stuff going because that's exactly what you need to do to build it. So social media, build it, go in the community, like participate in community events, sponsor things. Yes, it requires money to make money. At the end of the day, we all have to invest. Look, technically speaking, I don't need to have a Better Business Bureau page. I don't need to have a Better Business Bureau membership. But I do have a
No,
Better Business Bureau membership. And the reason I have a Better Business Bureau membership is because, frankly, I think Better Business Bureau is great because if you are listed on there and you have good reviews and good ratings on Better Business Bureau, that's one extra thing that I can say to your potential client as to why they should choose you versus your competitor.
no, I agree with you there.
The more you can highlight yourself, the more you can do to separate yourself from your competition, the better you will do, the more jobs you're going to book. And then, of course, we as salespeople can say whatever we want in a sense that
Right.
we can highlight you. We can talk about how great the guys are. We can talk about how great the company is, how great the ownership is, how great this is, how great that is. But if your guys don't show up on the day of the move and they walk through the door and they smell like pot, they smell like alcohol, and they're not dressed as professionals, they're going to kill whatever we said to them immediately. And you guys going to get bad rep, you're going to get bad reviews, you're going to get things out there that are going to ruin whatever it is that we did for you to get you the job in the first place.
Understood. Understood.
I don't care if that stuff is legal. You can do whatever the heck you want on your own time. Your movers can do whatever the heck they want on their own time and home with their buddies, whatever. But when they get onto your truck, they're
Oh yeah.
representing you. They're representing your company. It's a cliche that I like to use being a hockey guy. When Coach Brooks in the Team USA and Miracle said that it's
Yeah, in
about
1980.
the front and not the back. That's exactly the same thing. The same thing applies here. They're representing that company. They're representing that logo that they got on their shirt. They're representing that logo that's on the paperwork. They're representing the company, whatever, right? That's what they're representing. And if they're not doing a good job of it, they're bringing your company down. And if they
I
don't
agree.
understand that, this is not a worker for you.
I agree with you 100% on that. From the dispatch window to the curb, as a friend of mine used to always say, or still says, is most important than anything. But I think everything's done. I think a lot of the companies survive because they have a good system. Their guys aren't that good and they're doing basic products. They're showing up, they're in uniform, and they're polite. And then I think that's half the battle. Are they the best movers? Sometimes no, but I think that that's what the public will expect at the bare minimum. And then it's a bonus if they're actually good movers because it's hard to find good movers. I was saying that I've had my friend Ernie Pena and Juan Mata, they do that 300X training, which is good for business owners. I know it's starting to catch on a little bit, but like, and they do a lot of dispatch window to curb type training, which actually is the last end of it because a lot of the guys are definitely great operators and they have, you know, good business systems and good business practices. And then they fail a little bit at the curb, but the business practices cover a lot of the mistakes and they don't fix the things from the dispatch window to the curb. That's what I see. But I think it's changing like everything else to swing. You know what I mean? We talked about, you know, people and like started the political, like a little bit like people in office. It's like, it's here, it's there. It's here. It's always swinging. It always has. People, I think, are more aware of things today. They're like, oh, did you know that somebody's getting rich in office? Is like, man, they're all getting rich. It's there's nothing. Now we know and it's in front of us. So I think that that's the difference on a lot of things that happen today in society and whatever. It's like, it's always been a little bit, you know, not 100%, but everything's instant today. You can get on video and, you know, especially me being 61 years old, it's like, I'm not old, but things today have changed and it's more instant. And I really feel that it's more in your face than it's ever been. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's changed. To be honest with you, I mean, like there's a degree of, I always tell a funny story. Jack Nicklaus, the golfer, and when Tiger Woods was really, really hot, and he was like averaging, I'm just giving an example, averaging 300-yard drives off the tee.
Yeah.
And Jack Nicklaus gave a statement of, I was just as long as Tiger when I was playing. And everybody said, Jack, you're crazy. You only averaged 270. What do you mean you're just as long as Tiger? And he said, I was 30 yards ahead of the field. Tiger is 30 yards ahead of the field. Equipment changes, the ball's different, but it's still the same 30 yards. But everybody's like, oh no, what are you talking about? You're not as long. No, yeah. He's like, absolutely. There's no way I could be as long as Tiger, but I'm still 30 yards ahead of the field. And so that's the way I base it on. Not
Right.
like it's harder. It's this. It's like, okay, how far is that person ahead of the field? Okay. And that's the difference. So when people are like, oh, it's changed, it's different. It's like, I'm always like,
Yeah, the
I don't know.
industry is not that different. I don't feel like there haven't been like monumental changes. We still at
No,
the
no.
end of the day, you still have to move that piece of furniture.
Yeah,
It
truck,
really comes
house
down to it.
truck.
At
Yeah,
the
yeah,
end of the day, I still have to be nice to the people I'm talking to. At the end of the day, I still have to show them respect. I still have to uh talk to them like I actually want their business and not by seeing dollar signs in the eyes and making it about that extra $200 I'm going to make from them today. You know, at the
right,
end of the day, you got to have you know, a longer vision. You got to be looking forward. What can you do to take your company down the road to be in a better place in 2 years, 3 years, 10 years than you are today? What can you do to get there? What will get you there?
right. No, I agree. I agree with you 100%. So that's what I say. You know, I think this is different. This time was different for us, and I'm just talking about the moving business because there was a lot of sectors that were down and a lot of companies went out of
Sure.
business, a lot. And I've never seen in moving in the time I've done it where all sectors were down, like office moving, international, every sector was down. I've never seen it like that, but it was in line with the high of COVID, you know, during those years, the high, you know, 21, 22, 23, a lot of moving. And then we kind of went down on a downward thing. And then I think now we're going to come back up. I don't have the exact stats, but a few years ago in downtown San Francisco, it was like a 20% occupancy rate. Like it was that low. I mean, it was like a ghost town down there. Now it's like up to 80, but it's not like people are 100% back. There's leases signed because they built buildings that were 50 floors that are just like completely empty. They're just sitting. They're just all cement, no build
Sure.
out on the offices. Now they're actually building out the AI money, and at least in the Bay Area, is going to be massive. It's going to be bigger than it's going to be bigger than the dot com, boom. Like this AI is going to pale in comparison to, I mean, like, it's not going to pale, but the dot com is going to pale in comparison to what I think the AI is going to bring in California. And I think it's, love us or hate us out here. I think that we power a lot of the country, meaning like when California is doing good, the rest of the country starts to do good. So I think we're going to see it. It's right around the corner, thank God. But like I said, if you look at it, it was, let me see, it was either the 12th or the 11th. There was a Wall Street Journal article for anybody listening out there. It was talking about the trucking drought. It was good information. It actually paralleled with moving. And so it's kind of interesting about like listening to it, because there's a couple of different factors that happen, and the rates are starting to rise up. Fuel costs are up too, but the rates are starting to rise up. So we're doing better with that. Hopefully going into this next quarter, we're doing good. I had my share of oh man, I got pummeled, like during the winter. And but it helps. You're leaner, using more AI tools, streamlining our operations. We talked earlier about you were streamlining things down yourself. It's like there's not a need as much for certain things in our industry that we had before due to automation. But just like you said before, my favorite line is house, truck, house. You know what I mean? Like, guys were new and they'd say, what do I do? Okay, house has to get empty. Stuff needs
Right.
to get padded. It's like,
Right.
okay, that's what we do. We're taking it out.
Yeah,
Uh,
basically you got to get. I think part of it is that sometimes people try to jump ahead of themselves without taking care of the basics.